Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. It's November 12th, 1987. But before that, just letting you guys know that haven't opened it yet, but the Otani Gold 8.5 should be in here. I'll open that eventually, probably sooner rather than later, just because I want to check it out and make sure everything's all right. But that's what the authenticity program is for. So it's November 12th, 1987, and what do I mean by that? I doing a lot of thinking lately, and I looked it up on the internet that on this day, November 12th, 1987, the New York City officially canceled, I guess is the word, but no longer made jaywalking a crime. Prior to that, jaywalking had been a crime, and I remember that. I was 16 back then, and I remember for some reason I just remember them abolishing the jaywalking law, which obviously no one paid attention to, but they had just made it official. So, but it was in November of '87. We as collectors, and as I mentioned, I was 16 and really looking forward to pretty much the week after that would be the new 1988 tops would be coming out, because tops usually came out around Thanksgiving the year prior to release. So for Thanksgiving of '87, we would get the '88 product. Thanksgiving of '86, we got the '87 product. Stuff like that. Just how it was. I grew up in New York City, and it, they had the manufacturing plant. Tops had the plant in Doria, I believe it's pronounced, in Pennsylvania. So we would know some guys that would get a truck, drive over, pick up cases, bring them back, sell them. Really good times. So I also looked it up. It was Thursday. November 12th, '87 was a Thursday. So, if we're talking November 13th, '87, Friday, typical Friday night for, somebody, a teenage guy in New York City in the mid '80s. Had a handful of friends. I didn't have a ton of friends, but I had a handful of friends. So you would call them up. Hey, what are you doing? This is typical, typical Friday for myself. I'd call my first friend on the telephone, and there'd be no answer. Okay? He's not home. Family's not home. No answer machines back then. So call the second friend. Hey, let me, hi, this is Eric. Is John there? And yes, John's here, but he can't come to the phone. He's grounded. He's not allowed out. Okay. Call the third friend. Same, no answer, whatever it may be. And it got me to thinking that we actually had to call people on the actual telephone, rotary phone, and speak to an adult on the other end of the line that usually answered the phone because it was their house. So, you had to have interactions with adults. And, usually it was very, very painless. I mean, you just didn't think you wanted to talk to so-and-so, you had to call the house or go over there and knock on the door, which was probably worse, because you get over there, hey, no, he can't come out, he's punished. He's grounded, he can't come out, and then you'd have to turn, go home, ride your bike, walk, whatever it is. So you'd head home or stay home and put the TV on, usual comedy shows, or, it wasn't really, at 16, I wasn't really watching documentaries, but you put the TV on, MTV or or in '87 we had just gotten, recently I'd gotten cable, so. But I the very vivid memories I have are sitting down, putting the TV on, sitting at my desk, which happened to be a folding table, like a card table that stereotypically be used for like playing pinochle or poker or any of those particular like really card games, like deck of card games. So and the memories that stick out deeply even to this day are getting that week, and it used to come out once a week, Sports Collector's Digest. Those of you who were around back then know what I'm talking about. And getting the SCD, ripping it open, usually came in, it was newspaper print, weekly, this thickness, and ripping the plastic off, seeing, you get that smell, that newspaper smell that you can still, that's the one, I always said that's the one thing about the internet that sucks, is that you don't, the smell factor is not there. You don't, there's no smell-o-vision, at least not yet. But still get that newspaper smell and, fresh SCD, and pretty much read it cover to cover, or try to, even in that first sitting, like just read it cover to cover. And you're talking 350 pages, 400 pages. Remember, it's newspaper prints, it's paper thin, like super thin. And then finishing, reading the articles, looking at the different vendors. Oh, this price is good. This is, and again, 16-year-old, you don't have any money. You have your allowance, or you do some chores, you earn some money. And just going through the ads, like the upcoming, you could buy, 87 tops, pre-selling 88 tops bricks, like 50 card brick, 100 card brick of your whoever player you choose. And just flipping through and reading, like I said, reading the articles and having a good time and just immersing yourself in this weekly publication that was dedicated to the hobby. Articles, upcoming releases, upcoming card show calendar, check your local calendar, check your local town, wherever you are, state. Just stuff like that just really sticks out. At least to me, in my mind, it sticks all these years later. I couldn't tell you what I did last month, but I can still remember sitting, anticipating the new SCD, reading it. Beckett too, to an extent, but I would buy the Beckett at the local card shop. Used to get another magazine, Tough Stuff, and I remember first getting it when it was the large size, not your traditional magazine size. It was oversized. And so we got those, subscriptions come in the mail. Just good times. I mean, just good times to sit back and think about it, and how everything has changed now. Is, I'm not a young man anymore, so I like to think I am, but I know the truth is what the truth is, what it is, and it's just, you sit back and I don't know, I guess another thing that made me start thinking about this is music. And you can see some records there, some CDs up there. We used to, like I said, listen to the radio, but we also used to buy cassettes. Depending how old you are, you would buy vinyl when it was new. 8 tracks, I guess. I didn't go back that far, but you would buy the album, you would buy the cassette, the entire, I guess they still had greatest hits, but you would buy an album based on what you heard on the radio, and you would immerse yourself in the album, kind of like I would immerse myself in the SCD. And you would take it all in, and you would, not that you would appreciate it more, but again, it's like, you know, I'm on my iPhone here recording this, and you know, pretty much I can go listen to almost any song I want in a few clicks on the phone. It wasn't like that back then. So you really would get to enjoy what you had more. I mean, especially if you bought the album, you might even force yourself to enjoy it. You might even, maybe not force yourself, but you would definitely give yourself more of a chance, or it more of a chance. So these are just things I was thinking of lately, and I thought it was a good idea to share with you guys, because I know I'm not alone in thinking that. And been a lot of positive reception to the last episode, talking about how I'm built different. And a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, pointed out that I said that quite a lot in that episode, because it's true. And no need to rehash that, but just trying my best to appreciate what I've already added to my collection. And it's not always easy, because like I mentioned in the other one, I like collecting, so. But it is fun to sit back and think about, you know, I close my eyes and I think about, you know, how things have changed in the world, really, but in collecting, and how it's still, to this day, it brings me so much joy to continue to try to learn and expand my knowledge in the hobby, because I really feel that once you think, once your mind, even in your mind, not even saying out loud, once you feel you are the best, it's downhill from there. And I think it's not the mindset to have to think, oh, my collection is the best. You could say it's awesome, that's fine. But to have the mindset that your collection is the best, that's when you start to go downhill. Because there is always something that you can add to your collection. There are always cards you don't have yet, regardless of what Fanatics is doing in and to the hobby. You know, lots of opinions on that, but there's no reason to feel priced out of the hobby, because the hobby is literally for everyone. There is an entry point for everyone. But now I'm starting to ramble, and I'm getting away from the point, which I'm very good at doing. But yeah, I just wanted to, I thought it was interesting. I was thinking about November of '87 for some reason, and Googling it brought up the jaywalking, elimination of the jaywalking law, which I found funny, because I'm guessing if you're under the age of 30, you've never heard of the term jaywalking. But yeah, so again, I want to thank you for your time, because it's short, and it's appreciated that you take the time to spend with me here. Never forget that.